Hey everybody, this is Chris Truman-Newman at MIDLANE ESPORTS in Chicago. I am joined now by Thom and Kory. My apologies. Thank you guys so much for being here, for sitting down for this interview. Maybe we could start out just by introducing yourselves and your roles in Team Liquid.
Yeah, should I go first? So I'm Thom, normally in our EU office in Utrecht in the Netherlands, and I'm Partnerships Manager at Team Liquid.
I'm Kory. I am from Massachusetts, and I'm the North American Athletic Talent Manager for Team Liquid.
Awesome. Yeah, and then just maybe a brief summary of what those positions kind of entail and how you two work together over there.
So Partnerships Manager, basically, for anybody watching, it's a bit like in traditional sports where usually, like let's say a football club or a baseball club, whatever, they have sponsors. And for a sponsor, you do specific things per year, right? So you have, it can be ads, it can be like content, it can be billboards in traditional sport, whatever. For esports, it's the same. So we have companies that are interested in, for some reason, esports. So it can be they're trying to sell stuff, so keyboards, mice, whatever. Or it can be that they're looking for new ways to reach a target audience. So it could be like 18 to 24-year-olds in the case of IMC Trading, who we're here with today. They're looking to reach like an audience of people to come work for them. And then they find Team Liquid as a way to hopefully access that audience. Or if it's a product they're trying to sell, hopefully to sell something. And I manage the relationship between a sponsor and the company, basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's it.
Kory?
Yeah, so I'm the talent manager. So basically whatever Team Liquid needs from the talent, I'm the middleman there. Well, I'll work with whatever Team Liquid needs and then bring it to the talent, work with the talent, scope it out with them, and basically whatever the talent needs. So if they need to travel somewhere, if they need new equipment, if they need anything, just their backbone, basically.
Yeah, and for example, we had Whippo in here at MIDLANE tonight as well, so you're here with him, just kind of, helping him out with whatever he needs and that sort of thing.
And we had DeBuzz and Hungrybox here the last 2 days, so I was handling with them too.
Absolutely. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. So you guys are kind of on different sides of the organization there, but obviously there are times when you work together as well, like now, for instance.
Yeah, should I say something about that? So
go ahead.
Basically, normally how it works, so with a partner, what we often do is we say at the start of a contract, like which things do we think would work well to fit any specific partner. So it could be content, it could be events like this. And then when we figure out what we want to do, we look at which talent do we think would be a good fit for an event like this, for example. And here we figured that IMC has a lot of people that play League of Legends. So we figured, who do we have in our talent roster that plays League and is available, so it's not caught up in like an LCS split, so
right.
Like our main team. And that we turn out that we had Whippo, who still is with our roster and has met IMC before, last year with something. So he knows about the organization and he's open to doing stuff like this. And then, that's how we come up with a deliverable and then have a talent manager basically tell us what's possible, who's available, stuff like that. And then usually come over and kind of guide the process from that side as well. So that's kind of it.
Yeah.
Teamwork
Makes the dream work. That's what they say, right?
Yeah, very true.
Yeah. Well, so you guys have this obviously with IMC here at MIDLANE tonight. Is there anything else coming up that you're really excited about, or anything for the Team Liquid organization in general? Anything in the works that you can share with us?
Yeah,
in
good
terms
question.
Of what's next?
Let me think. So for IMC specifically, which I think is interesting for everyone, we're in probably like September, October, we're going to be doing a really big 3-region Valorant tournament that anybody can join, called the Liquid Open, and it's powered by IMC, so it's an IMC deliverable, we would say. We're probably going to be bringing in other sponsors as well, actually, so we want to go bigger than last year. We did last year too. So it's NA, and then EU, part of EU, and then Australia, New Zealand. So we're going like 3 big regions.
Very cool.
And last year, a ton of teams participated. Like, I think in total it was more than 1,000 teams over all 3 regions. So we're hoping to go even bigger and get teams with our talent involved as well. So maybe Kory's hearing this for the first time, but
First
teams.
time.
Yeah, see. So teams with led by talent, and then maybe they bring in friends or whatever, and then we kind of feature them as well during broadcast, stuff like that. So that's a big one for IMC at least. Besides that, we have stuff like, I don't know if you guys have World of Warcraft viewers, but
Oh, I'm sure there's some people out there that play WoW.
Yeah, like Race to World First is a big thing coming up again at some point later this year, which is when there's a new patch release, they have like a new raid to clear it as quickly as possible. I guess that's a good summary.
Yep.
That's always a huge deal on Twitch, especially, and hopefully like some big events that we will be doing booths at. So we already made it to TI with Dota. Hopefully League, if we do well in summer.
Clinch playoffs today.
Yeah. Oh, we reached playoffs?
Yeah,
Okay.
today
We
with your win
clinched it.
today.
All right, so now we just need to reach Worlds. And then let's see. But Worlds should be exciting because it's in the US, Seattle, right? Or no,
Korea
that's
this
TI,
year,
sorry.
I believe.
It's Korea, you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm mixing
yeah.
them up. But yeah, a lot of the big events we're hoping to be at this year as well, like Valorant, CS, some stuff, hopefully. So yeah, some exciting stuff coming up.
Absolutely. I was glad to hear that you got so much stuff in the works, and kind of as evidenced by your answer there, Tom. Team Liquid has teams across a wide variety of titles. It's been around the scene for a long time. A really well-known organization. So maybe this question is for you, Kory. You can take this one.
All right.
What do you think is maybe one of the greatest strengths of Team Liquid, or something that you feel like sets Team Liquid apart from a lot of other esports orgs in the space?
In my opinion, the thing that definitely separates is Team Liquid is for the players. I think that's very important to have a healthy relationship, the talent to be happy. When a talent joins Team Liquid, obviously there's a contract, but you're not looking at it as like, okay, this player's going to be here for the next year, 2 years, 3 years. You want it to be beyond that. You don't really want to invest the relationship with them, have them get settled in, get happy here, build and then they're gone in a few years, So a big part of that is making sure they're happy. And yeah, they're very genuine, and that's the biggest thing that I like about Team Liquid, for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, maybe, Tom, if you have something as well, or if you just want to sort of second that.
Yeah, kind of second that. I think for me joining Team Liquid from the outside, because I wasn't in esports before, I think what really reassured me is seeing as well that we have players that used to play for Team Liquid, maybe went somewhere else professionally, and then came back when they were thinking about content creation, which to me showed that they really trust the organization, at least the backbone of it, right? So like a Broxa came back to us, or players last year like not Doublelift, Björksen came back. Like people like that. I think, that really speaks to the power of at least the rest of the support staff at Team Liquid, and how well they've supported players when they were here last. I think that's just amazing, to be honest. Yeah, that's great.
I mean, even Whippo as well. I mean, I guess he never really left. He's been here at Team Liquid for a little while now, but that's another example of somebody who is clearly very happy with the organization and is happy to stay around and do the content creation sort of side of things.
Yeah, that's a sentiment where it's like, he, like you mentioned, he's not on the roster, but we care about him. He contributes a lot, so it's like, we'll gladly keep him around as long as, he wants to be around. And that's just supporting the players. It means a lot.
100%. Yeah, so sort of maybe zooming out a little bit away from Team Liquid specifically. Team Liquid, they've been around a long time, and you guys, you especially, Kory, I understand you're a little bit newer to the organization at least.
I've been with Liquid. Next month will be 7 years.
Oh, my mistake. Sorry about that.
No problem.
I think that was more about your having the league team, right?
Yeah,
the
league team is new. Yeah.
Transitioned to the league team more recently. Right. Yeah. Okay. But maybe if you guys could just talk a little bit about what you feel in general makes a successful esports organization. Like, how do you feel if there's a newer org that's trying to get into the space? What do you look at as maybe some areas that are the most important, especially for newer orgs, younger orgs, in terms of trying to build that brand and trying to create that sense of community, that trust between themselves and the players and the staff? And
that's a loaded question.
Yeah, that's a good question. You want to go first, Kory? Give me some time to think about this.
I want you to give me some time
I have an answer, but
there you go. Say less. Go ahead.
You can kind of trade off.
Yeah, let me think. So what I personally think is super important for any organization, especially if it's a smaller organization wanting to kind of break through, I think you have to not try to go too big at the start, right? Find some stuff that you're good at, maybe because of legacy. So if you started as an org and you have a fan base in a game, right? Focus on that game and kind of take it from there. Don't try to do 5 games at once from the start. I think that's one thing. And then from my perspective, even in bigger orgs, you're seeing that a big problem that a lot of orgs are having is that they've all gone for like the same way to attract fandom, which is usually kind of about meme culture. And they're like especially in League, I think they're kind of BMing other orgs, right? That's a big Twitter thing.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
what
Valorant.
yeah, and it's kind of in other games as well a bit, but I think League is always the peak of it. I think Liquid sets itself apart by we have a big strategy about what does it mean to be Team Liquid versus if you're in a Cloud9 or in a FaZe or whatever, which is fine too, right? But if you don't have an identity as an org, then how are you going to get fans that are going to stick with you if players leave? Because you want people to be fans of an organization, not of a player, ideally. Because then they'll stay with you even if rosters change, for example. And I think we're getting to a place where that's getting more and more set for Liquid, at least. That people are staying fans even if players leave, for example.
Yeah.
I think that's a big one, for sure. Yeah, but it's very tough to achieve. It takes a while,
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty cutthroat space just in general, right?
And I think as well, like in sponsorship, because sponsorship is such a big part of esports, you have to be pretty careful with which companies you get in, and hopefully have a bit of a spread as well. If you have like one sponsor and they drop out, you're done, right? So if you have a couple, even if they're smaller ones, that could help you. But generally, is my advice. Yeah.
Yeah,
but that's tricky to achieve now as well. Sponsors, basically. Did I give you time enough? Do you think of something else?
Add
or no?
on to that at all?
You nailed it. I don't want to beat a dead horse with the whole player support because it's a close community. Word gets around. Reputation matters a whole lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like to add on what Tom said, if you're a growing org, just like a startup org, you don't need to be winning across 10 titles. You can perfect a community in one base and be like, be the overlords of that community and stuff. You don't need to like branch out and go above and beyond.
At least to start out. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Just as an example of something like that, right? Like ENCE, for example, is an organization that plays Counter-Strike as their big game. I think they play maybe 3 games in total or something. They don't have that many, but they're very, at least in Counter-Strike, well-known. And they are making a profit. So it's possible without doing too much, right? I think that's...
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Optic is another good one, too. They're a massive org, and they were just perfected Call of Duty. And it goes to show you don't need to be across, like, spread thin. Or spread wide, sorry.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So I just want to open the floor to you guys for just a second. If you have any other thoughts you'd like to share or any shout-outs you'd like to make to any Team Liquid fans out there or anybody who's been following the org.
Fans are everything. Without the fans, there is no org. So massive shout-out to them, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I would say keep an eye on our socials because we're doing more and more actual events, right? So like a TI or whatever, especially I think for the NA audience out there, definitely keep an eye on what we're doing because we're doing more and more booths and we have some really cool booth setups. So if we're anywhere at a big tournament, come find us, for sure.
Absolutely. Well, Thom and Kory, thank you guys so much for sitting down with us for this interview. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Big thank you to Team Liquid. Again, that is MIDLANE Esports in Chicago on Milwaukee. Come check it out, guys. Once again, I am Chris Crewman. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.